In my spoiler-free review, I said how I overall enjoyed this movie, which I still do. I like the idea of the Predator being the hero. It makes sense for this franchise. It needed a change. It needed a rejuvenation. And this idea makes sense to me. If I was to ever pen a Predator movie, I would have done something like this. I think the movie overall is entertaining. It does take away some of the mystique of the Predator, which I'll get into in this video. But my main gripe with that movie is how they handled this creature. I don't mind this creature in general. I don't care that it's there. But who this creature ended up being, I think, was a wrong decision. I think this story could have been much more stronger if they took it in a different direction, which I want to get to in this video. And I also said in my spoiler-free video, and I think I might like it even more on a rewatch, and I'm very intrigued to see if I do. Which I was very smart to say, because after watching this a second time, I still found entertainment, but my view has changed a little. So let's get into it. I'm assuming you've seen the movie because this is going to be a spoiler-filled review. I want to get into the nitty-gritty straight away, so I'm not going to waste any more time. In the opening of this movie, our main character, our main predator, Dek, I don't know why you would name him Dek, it's very close to Dick, but the father doesn't like him, so I guess he wants the odds stacked against him from birth. Dek's brother is killed by his father when the father tells the brother to kill Dek, and he refuses. And Dek previously in the movie was telling his brother how he was going to go to the most hostile planet in their galaxy called Genna to try and hunt down the most brutal, vicious, hard-to-kill creature called the Kalisk. And the Predator, their main mission in life is to get the biggest hunt there is. And even Dek's father himself is scared of this creature called the Kalisk because of how hard it is to kill, which we will find out why later in the movie. And this is Dek's driving force in the movie. The three main reasons he is going there: because it's the last thing he promised his brother that he would do, and he wants to prove to his clan that he is not the runt of the litter and he is capable of being one of the best predators in their clan, and prove his father wrong. But at this point, after his father killed his brother, I don't think he really cares, and his father wouldn't really care even if he brought back the Kalisk, the Kraken, xenomorph. He doesn't really care. But in killing the Kalisk, it's more like killing three birds with one stone. So that is his main mission, to go to this planet Genna. And when we finally meet the Kalisk in Genna, we find out why it is one of the most formidable opponents the Predators have ever faced. It has supreme regeneration powers. As in, you cut this thing anywhere, it'll regrow, it'll reattach quickly. Dek even gets the upper hand and cuts his head off, and you're thinking, oh yeah, it's done. But no, it just reattaches. And I was thinking at this time during the movie, I'm like, oh, okay, so how is he going to defeat this Kalisk? How is he going to bring this prize back to his clan and get the respect that he deserves? I was in it. I was like, okay, I want to see how he can defeat this thing. Now, this is where certain things happen in the story that I just don't agree with, that I just wish they didn't do. It would have made this movie a bit more, what's the word, raw, a bit more strong. In the movie, after Dek thought he had the upper hand and cut its head off, the Kalisk obviously grows it back and then gets the upper hand on Dek. He puts his paw on him, and just as he's about to eat him up, he gives him a little sniff. And he looks at him almost eye to eye, romantic and stuff, and not eat him. And the reason it stopped is because earlier in the film, this creature spat on Dek as a show of acceptance. And I thought, oh, okay, so I guess this creature is just another Kalisk. But no, the creature is the child of this Kalisk. And why is the child of the Kalisk so far away from the mother? It makes no sense, because where they run into the creature and where the Kalisk is seems like almost a 2-day, 1.5-day trek. The Kalisk is like that big and the child is like that big, so it obviously, I'm assuming, needs the mother. But don't ask questions. But what I want to get into is, why did they make this creature the child of the Kalisk? I believe he should have come to that planet and he actually should have killed the Kalisk. Because later in the movie, we are shown that it actually can be beat from within. The bad Elle Fanning actually takes that ice grenade and gets eaten by the Kalisk, and then from within blows it up. So we are shown that it can be beat. And I would have liked if Dek realized this and found out the only way he could have killed the Kalisk if he was willingly, voluntarily eaten by it, so he could blow it up from the inside, just like the bad Elle Fanning did. And after he kills the creature, he could have brought back the head to his clan so he can show it off and show to his clan and to his father, who doesn't care at this point, that even the creature that his father couldn't have killed, he did. Why did they not do that? Because if he was to come back with the head of the creature in front of his father, in front of the clan behind him, everybody would have looked at him going, oh, damn, you actually brought it back. And at this point, his father doesn't even really care if he brought the creature's head back or not. He just hates him because he's the runt of the litter. He kind of has the same relationship with his father, the same way Tyrion and Tywin have it. Tyrion's biggest crime is that he was born a dwarf. And for this predator, the biggest crime is that he was born the runt of the litter. They couldn't help it, and their fathers are not going to like them, whichever way it goes. But what would have been cool is that if the clan saw him hold the creature's head and bring it to his father, and they go, whoa, all right. And maybe even have Dek hold the head of the creature in his hand, just like he's holding the head of the Medusa. I have brought back the creature none of you could destroy. My father even fears this creature. But I have brought back the hunt none of you could finish.
Ah, chills. Literal chills.
And then they could have had the fight that they had in the movie, that's fine. And then his asshole father does the invisibility bloody perk when he was losing, just like when he was losing with his brother. I don't like when these predators are such dickheads and use that invisibility perk when they know they're losing. If you're losing, you are an honorable bloody hunter. But then again, the predators are so overpowered against everybody that they go against. It's kind of funny that they hunt prey that doesn't have the same perks as them, the same machinery as them, and then they say, oh, haha, I have won. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. In Prey, when that predator was losing and against a Native American human half his size, and then he started using that invisibility perk. Oh, one of the most pussy-like things he could have ever have done. But yeah, when he fights his dad and he puts on that invisibility thing, I'm like, ah, come on, you little shit. But Dek does put on the thrusters in his ship and the sand just deflects off his shield. I'm like, I like that scene. That scene was good. That scene was good. No complaints. But you see what I'm getting at? He should have actually gone to this planet. He should have actually hunted down the Kalisk. He should have actually brought the head back and shown that he defeated it, that he found a way with his ingenuity to defeat the Kalisk and brought it back to his clan. Instead of that creature being the child and the child spits on Dek and then the creature smells Dek and I'm like, oh, my child likes you, therefore I do. I mean, why would you do that? It takes away the ferocity of these creatures, the ferocity of this species, the Yautja. Now I want to get into some things that I noticed on my second viewing that I did not see on my first viewing because I was enjoying the movie a bit too much. And sometimes that's what happens when you watch a movie that you're really excited to see. You don't notice things, and the second time I watched it, there are some things that I watched, I'm like, this is a bit too weird. When we are introduced to Elle Fanning's character who is tied up in the tree with those vines, I find it so weird that she couldn't get out of those restraints. Now I understand she doesn't have legs. I get that. Maybe you need the power of your legs. Even when you punch, you need your leg. You punch with your legs. I get that. But later on, we are shown in the movie by the bad Elle Fanning that she can grab one of those tree vines that was trying to kill Dek and just squeeze it and break it and step in it and break it. But she couldn't take down the vines some way, somehow. And then after Dek is hit by those spiky, poisonous vines and the pterodactyl is about to come down and eat the ever-living shit out of him, Elle Fanning, after cutting herself loose when Dek threw her the knife, comes all the way to him so fast with just her hands, just like, and grabs this creature out of the sky. You can do that. You can squeeze the vines, you can break the vines, those creature vines, but you can't get out of your vine restraints?
That doesn't make sense.
And then also throughout the movie, this planet, this Genna planet, is one of the most hostile in the entire galaxy. Nobody wants to go there because every single thing, every single organism on this planet wants to kill you in the most horrific and disgusting, vile and painful of ways. And when Dek is surrounded by these spiky vine things, they start shooting. I mean, the thing blows up like here. And nothing hits him, not even one. It's not until one is right in front of him and it blows up. And I'm like, first of all, finally you get hit by them because you have to. They're everywhere. All the ones from behind you. And this vine thing is circular, so they're coming out from every direction. And when they blow up, not one is going to hit you. Come on, man. Come on. Those poisonous vines should be all over him, everywhere. He should be like this. Gone. But it's okay. It's a movie. I know we gotta be entertained. It's all right. And then later on in the movie, they're running in this little valley thing, and those slugs are throwing acid. And I'm talking the whole valley, this little tiny canyon, has slugs everywhere, just going acid, and not one lands on them. Not one. They don't show him get like scraped here or scraped here. Nothing. He just makes it out. Our hero can be hurt. It's fine. Let him learn that it throws acid and it hurts. There's nothing wrong with that. You do show the hero get hurt, so just, make it just a little bit logical. And I do love how this planet is the personification of there's always a bigger fish. And we also have to talk about that bloody lightsaber sword that he has. Okay, it's a sword lightsaber. I don't care what anybody says, it's a sword lightsaber. But this thing makes no sense. And it is the most convenient Deus ex machina mechanism in the movie. This thing can cut through anything it needs to. A tree, a creature that is not the same width as the sword, but it cuts the creature right in the middle down. Like it can't reach all the way to cut this creature in half, but it does. What?
That makes no sense.
And then in the finale action scene, after Dek takes all the creatures that he has come across and used them in the final battle, he takes one of those acid slug spitters and puts them on his shoulder. And for some reason, this thing shoots whatever it needs to shoot, whatever Dex needs it to shoot, it'll shoot, and then sacrifices himself after the bad Elle Fanning shoots a laser at him. And I'm like, wait, how does the slug know? It would make sense when the slug is shooting something that is trying to kill Dek right in front of him. That makes sense. Okay, he's trying to kill him. Let me kill the thing in front of us. But other than that, how does it know to kill a thing far away? Or how does it know to shoot those spikes so it can explode? I call bullshit on that. And here are some of my closing thoughts. I like this idea. Like I said at the start, it makes sense. You want this franchise to be new and inventive, and this is what you could do to make it new and inventive. It's what I would have done if I made a story, or I was to pen a Predator story. I would do something like this. But I ain't gonna lie. Watching the Yautja predator species just communicate like they're one of us just feels so weird. It takes away a lot of the mystique, a lot of the mystery, a lot of the gravitas, the menacing gravitas that this creature has in Hollywood pop culture. It has always been the strong, silent type of, menacing creatures that people have gone against. And in this movie, he talks way too much. Way too much.
This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do. Any questions?
Did you just tell me to shut up?
At a point in this movie, the Yautja tells Elle Fanning, "I trusted you." Having the Predator say that just feels so icky. And why did they choose this kind of language for the Predator? They didn't have that, that growl, that was almost gone entirely. They should have implemented that type of speech in their language. They have this very guttural sound from their throat, and it sounds almost like a more bassy prawn from the District 9 movies. It would have been so much cooler if they had that. That would have been so much cooler. And who doesn't like when things purr? And the fact that their face is so CGI'd when they move, when they talk, it's all CGI. There's a little bit of a rumble in their cheeks when they talk. Why wasn't there practical effect mask, like the actual mask? 1987 had it. All the Alien vs. Predator, the Predators, all of them. They had an actual person in a mask, and it looked cool. It looked real. The mandibles moved realistically. When it's all CGI, it just looks not right. After all this, I do have to say that I still do enjoy the movie. It was still entertaining to me, but after watching it a second time, it definitely turned into more of an entertaining, guilty pleasure. I'll definitely watch this in the future, but it is definitely a guilty pleasure Predator movie than it is an actually good Predator movie. And I'm glad that I watched it the second time, because after the first time, it stayed with me very well, but the second time, it just, I wouldn't say fell off a cliff, but fell off a little bit. I would still give it the rating that I gave it, but with the caveat as a guilty pleasure. And I think the reason I liked it so much is because we just came off Killer vs. Killers, so I was on a high note. I really liked that one. And previous to that, I'm actually not that big on Prey. I didn't like Prey that much. I thought the ending was not really good, was really weak. And previous to that, we had 2018's Shane Black's Predator. Man, I was highly anticipating that one. And that one, oh my God. One of my friends knows how much I was disappointed by that one. So coming off all that, I was really eager to see how Predator Badlands was going to be. And again, I enjoyed it. But after a second time, more of a guilty pleasure. But if you like this video more than a guilty pleasure, leave a like, consider subscribing, leave a comment as to what you would have liked to happen in this movie that would have elevated it even more than it was if you liked it a lot, or if you didn't like it at all, what would you have want to have been done with this franchise? I really would like to know. And until next time, peace, love, and I'll see you when I see you.